In terms of platformers, all we got before Super Mario Bros. Was a lot of good games, but nothing that could quite break through that ceiling. I have a lot of admiration for games that predate Super Mario Bros. I mean, admittedly, a lot of these games were held back by the technology of their time. A lot of platformers worked, but they didn't feel very satisfying to control. Even some Nintendo-made games, like the original Donkey Kong and the original Mario Bros, for example. These games are fun, but very limited. Donkey Kong's controls suffice, but are kind of stiff. Mario Bros got a little more ambitious with a slight sense of momentum, but it feels just a touch too slippery most of the time. Nintendo would continue to push the bar with what was possible in video games, and especially with physics within video games. Shigeru Miyamoto said that Super Mario Bros. Was a combination of elements from a variety of previous games. Features such as the scrolling screen from Devil World, the more gratifying weight and momentum from Excitebike. This game has one singular objective: get from point A to point B. And if that makes the game sound boring, I couldn't be any further from the truth. The game is simple, but this is where the mastery of the game's design lies. You're never confused or stuck. There's no cryptic NES-era nonsense holding the fun out of your grasp. You're dropped into a world with jumpy, happy music, and the game just says, go. Everything in this game, even the combat, revolves around jumping. Need to get over a gap? Jump over it. Need to get up on that platform? Jump up there. Need to kill this Goomba? Jump on him. However, the game never ever becomes monotonous because it feeds into the muscle memory that you build for Mario's weight and physics, and then once you're confident enough to push down that sprint button, it's exhilarating to zoom through levels, just slightly making your way past obstacles and threats. If you time your jump just right, you can just make it over the piranha plants, even though your sprites somewhat overlap. The game even lets you sprint over small gaps because it's not concerned with wasting your time. It just wants you to get to the flagpole. Oh, you fucked up that jump slightly. Well, instead of punishing you and sending you back to the start of the stage, the game allows you to make minute micro adjustments mid-air. So, you can maintain your momentum while you're leaping and bounding up those steps. The game doesn't even tell you to aim for the top of the flagpole, but you can't help but go for it anyway. It offers a level of precision that many games, even to this day, don't have, thus why it remains one of the most speedrun games. And Nintendo made sure you played this too, because they knew how much of a masterpiece it was. It was thrown in with pretty much every NES bundle. It only has a handful of tunes on the soundtrack, all of which are classics. It's very simplistic, but this is the blueprint for future Mario games. Evidently, it had a lot of room to grow, but for the time, this was the culmination of everything that led up to it. It's one of the few classics that are actually still fun to pick up and play nowadays. I'm not dunking on older games, like stuff from the arcade era. They all equally have the place in history, but most of those just don't have that same appeal. They're a one-time thing to revisit, whereas Super Mario Bros. Is still just as fun as it was back in 1985. A true classic, a game that absolutely everybody should experience at least once. God. Thanks for watching. Go play this game.